I don't mind. Someone makes me out like I'm a conspiracy theorist, even though the stream's kind of warding people to think critically. In 2000 or 2001, a man called Alex Jones snuck into Bohemian Grove in California. I think it's California. And in this place, people, all the like big bankers, celebrities, people of power, politicians, they got together and he snuck in and filmed a ritual happening where they started to dress as druids. They danced and they did disgusting sexual acts. They had a big statue of a owl god, and they simulated the sacrifice of a child. And these were the people who run our banks and our governments. How mental is that? Now, guys, this is 100%. I believe this happened. There's evidence there. It's mental. Now, things, but beyond that, maybe that you might believe they are actually worshipping a false god or jinn or whatever. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe they used to do it and now they're doing it through kind of a ritual. I don't know. We'll see. So this is Joe Rogan's show where they talk about Bohemian Grove, okay? Because unfortunately, there's no videos on YouTube. I can't find any of the actual thing.
And I say this many times, and I'll say it some more. Give me that lighter.
You got it, Fred.
Alex Jones, he's made some mistakes and some big ones, but he's also actually exposed some real shit, and he owns up to the mistakes he's made. They're not good. He doesn't think they're good. There's a thing about finding conspiracies everywhere that's not good for your brain. I really believe this.
100%. In fact, I forgot to mention that when I became Muslim, I was so shocked at the amount of like Muslims that fully blindly believe in some conspiracy theories, man. It's absolutely crazy. And yeah, if you see a conspiracy into everything, and yeah, you can drive yourself crazy. And when you're not a Muslim and you don't know that Allah's in control and he's the best of planners, it can send you in a deep depression, because it's like, what's the point then? All these people are controlling, they're putting chemicals in the water, in our foods and stuff. They're like brainwashing us and they're all this, that, and it makes you down and depressed.
I think that if you go looking for those things and that's all you look for, and you look for them all the time, you can get real paranoid and real crazy. And then there's also a bunch of people that are trying to stop you from doing that, because you do expose some crazy. You know, he was talking about Epstein a long time ago.
I know.
A long time ago. He was saying they're an island, and they take all these rich politicians and some celebrities, and they these kids. And I was like, come on. He was telling me this a long time ago. So he's also the one who told me about Bohemian Grove. Well, I actually watched it. I think this tape was actually made before I met him. So he went and snuck in to this place where like former presidents go. There's a photograph of it's Ronald Reagan with Herbert Walker Bush and a couple other people all standing around. And it's like, these are the people that used to hang out at this place, and they would put on robes and they would worship an owl god, and they would burn an effigy. And they're playing, and Alex snuck in and made video footage of this. And then no one's denying that it's real. This really did happen. So they're in with these bankers and former presidents, and they're dressed like druids.
Yes.
And some guy brings over something that it's an effigy that's supposed to be a body, a wrapped up effigy. It's also a bunch of sticks in a blanket, but it's like shaped like a body.
Yeah.
And then they drop it on the fire, and they're all worshiping an owl god.
Why is that bad?
Imagine if you saw those, if that's what your business is, just finding those things. How crazy do you think you get?
You know, Alex Jones is like,
some of the stuff is real.
Take what's real and throw out the rest.
There's a good chunk of it that's real. Like, I remember he was telling me that there's government's using chemicals that turn frogs gay. I was like, what?
Well, I think there must have, so I'm going to look into this, guys. There must have been a war with the conspiracy, like they called it alternative media at the time, and mainstream media and outlets, because what I found out today, literally today, that Alex Jones was banned on YouTube. Mental, crazy, but he did go a bit like right wing and stuff, so I kind of get it ish. David Icke's banned on Twitter, and I can't find any real David. The only thing I could find of David Icke's is interviews of him having an interview with other people's YouTube channels, and it's just an interview. So yeah, subhanallah, it's crazy. Guys, they're out to get me. Look, I've got a quick message for you. Wait, this one. If you enjoyed this sort of stuff, but you want to catch it live, I do a live stream every Wednesday evening on this channel. So subscribe, click that notification bell so you know I'll go live, and don't miss out in the fun. Don't tell anyone though, because the Illuminati are listening.
He goes, yes. He goes, pesticides are turning frogs gay. And I'm like, that can't be real. No, there really is.
Is that true?
Yes, there's pesticides that change frogs' genders.
What?
Yes. Yes.
But
Some pesticide fucks with frogs' genders. It's a pesticide that has some sort of an effect, an unintended effect on frogs' genders. Dude, that's another thing that people don't talk about. Pesticides that have been used in like golf courses.
So for context to the people that don't know Alex Jones or anything, so he normally covers things that what the government are doing to us as the people, that's unjust. So things like genetically modified food, pesticides, poisons that they're putting in our foods to kind of dumb us down, and like the conspiracy of making us more feminine and all that sort of stuff. And that's why he's brought up the frogs are turning gay, because this pesticide is kind of changing something in the frogs, making them gay apparently. I don't know, I haven't looked into it, so I'm not going to say if it happened or not, but the idea is that he's probably saying that we're eating that fruit and that's like lowering our testosterone and all that sort of stuff.
Courses, and like there's people who live around those. That's a chemical dump.
yeah, golf courses are fucked up.
Pesticide atrazine can turn male frogs into
Whoa.
females.
Cool.
So this is a pesticide
Berkeley
that
News.
changes the gender, or should I say the sex?
Crazy.
Is it the same thing?
I don't know what's going on at the Bohemian Grove, but from what I've heard, it's basically a summer camp for billionaires where they try to get artists in there to like loosen them up a little bit. That's what I've heard. I could be wrong.
Who told
Yeah,
you
you're
this?
wrong.
Is
You're
this-
big wrong.
I honestly can't fucking say.
Interesting.
Look, man, I don't know, and I know, and
Have
I've
you seen the video of
I've-
Bohemian Grove? Have you seen it?
the ritual in front of the owl god.
You've seen it?
Yeah, dude, come with me to Burning Man, and you will see that
Oh, I'm
every
sure.
every 50 feet.
Look, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't.
If it involves hurting kids, it's a big deal, and if anything that involves human sacrifice, hurting human beings, in any application of that,
Of course.
then it's the worst thing on earth, and I'm so sorry that I said anything about it. But
But
if these are,
I don't think that's what this is. I mean, obviously, what we're seeing is not that. We don't know what else happens.
Here we go, look,
What you're
guys.
seeing is them burning sticks in front of this owl god, and it's like this crazy speech they're giving while it's going on. It's really weird.
hey,
Can we hear some of it? The speech. Listen. To
Shall have its will of thee. Leave on no care, and all the winds they carry with thy dust. Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
So weird.
And now they're lighting the effigy on fire, and everybody's cheering.
it looks fun.
Stanley Kubrick had this quote once to Nicole Kidman. Find it if I have a chance to look at my laptop, but it was something about him, talking about the powers that run the world, and that they all have something on each other, and that's how they all can stay together. They all compromise each other. That's what Skull and Bones was about. Like, that's what all that stuff's about. So he had a much more concise
Yeah, man.
quote on that. But when you see something like that, you go, well, maybe it's like fun that they do it, that nobody knows they do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like maybe it's like one of those rituals where you get together, your dad thinks it's hilarious, and you both put your hoods on, you go out
Yeah.
there and you burn the owl, or you burn the sticks in front of the owl. And what's fun is that you're not supposed to be doing it, and it's a secret, but nothing really is happening. That's also on the table.
Yeah.
It's possible, but it's fucking weird, man.
All right, so there we go, guys. So it's conspiracy theory. So you'll see where I kind of like that's dodgy, and I agree with that. And then you'll see it cut off. So there are like influential businessmen, politicians, bankers, celebrities that meet up in secret groups and do weird stuff from Babylonian times. SubhanAllah.